this is still Eric up here. He has a beard now.
Thought I'd try to look like a man for once.
All right.
No. First time I ever grew a beard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
Good.
I'm thinking about shaving it, but I don't know.
All right. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to please submit questions through the app. We'll get to them at the end here. All right. Eric,
Yes.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So you started at Think Food Group in 2017?
I did.
Okay, and at the time you were the Chief Operating Officer of Fast Good Concepts, which oversees Beefsteak and Think Food Lab?
In the Think Food Lab, yep.
Great. And so then earlier this year you moved into, a role overseeing all operations for Think Food Group.
I did.
For all of the different restaurant brands that you have.
That's right, yes.
There's so many.
There's many.
How many are there now?
Well, we've got over 30 restaurants. Concepts, we range from between 9 to 12. We've got...
Wait, can you list them all?
Yeah, am I being tested? So we've got Jaleo,
Okay.
which is our Spanish tapas. We've got Oyamel, which is our Mexican concept. We've got China Chilcano. We've got China Poblano. We've also got the Bazaar meats, Bazaar Mar. We've got Beefsteak. We've got our Think Food Lab. What else am I missing? What's that? Oh, Zitinia. We got one in DC and also in Frisco.
America Eats.
American Eats Tavern. And we
Yeah.
just finished up a cool project. We did a pop-up project with the Wolf Trap group that's out in Virginia. It was a
Okay.
concert venue. We did limited dates. That was an American Eats concept that was out there. And we did it for the span of the summer, which was a lot of fun. So that was neat as well.
So why are there so many different concepts underneath the...
Well, I think it's good to be diverse. I think, first and foremost, it starts with Jose and how, passionate he is about specific and different cuisines. And I think that it just really challenges us as a group to come up with different things and try to be the best in class of those specific concepts.
Does it matter to you from a diner's perspective? If somebody goes into Beefsteak or Minibar, and they might not know that it's all in the same family of brands.
Yeah, I think we try to exceed the same level of hospitality and first chase the guest experience. For us, it's, in the fast casual sector, it's all about, I came from full service. I was in full service my whole life. I never worked a day in fast casual, except when I was like Taco Bell, I was like 14 years old. And when I got into that game, it was like, okay, how do we take this transaction and make it relational? How do you make something that's so transactional and make it relational? And how do you become the best 4 minutes of someone's day? And how do they remember that in the fast casual sector? And so that was the challenge. And, through the amazing food and the culinary cuisine that we have provided at Beefsteak, how do we become the best part of 4 minutes of someone's day? Whereas with the fast, in the full service side, it's the best hour and a half or 2 hours of someone's day. So I think those same pillars and tenets apply to trying to drive the guest experience and the employee experience.
What are some of the same things that you see?
Well, obviously amazing hospitality, memorable hospitality, incredible, craveable food that is chef-driven and inspired and innovative, very clean restaurants, impeccably clean restaurants, and just a great overall experience.
Sure. All right, so I was talking to one of my travel colleagues
Yeah.
about interviewing you, and I was saying, I'm interviewing the COO of Think Food Group. And he's like, that's great, I don't know what that is. And he used to live in DC too. And then I said, it's Jose Andres Restaurant Group,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, great. So I'm curious, first of all, do you run into that a lot, having to explain to people what Think Food Group is?
Yes. I think so. It's in the DC market, not so much, but once you get out, people are starting to wonder what that is. I mean, obviously with the incredible things that Jose is doing in the world, which is remarkable, philanthropic side, I think it's an easier conversation to have when people know who we are. But I don't think they understand how diverse our concepts and our company really is with all the different restaurants that we have available.
So why not put Jose Andres' name kind of front and center on each concept, because people would really recognize that?
Yeah, for Jose is extremely humble and hands-on. And he really is. And so I think he wants the concept to stand up on their own. It wants them to be successful because of the people that are in there running them, because of the efforts that are provided by the people in there that are trying to create a great experience with his guests. And he didn't want that to get in the way or be a distraction. He wants it to be, what it needs to be, what's intended to be, an amazing concept.
But I mean, it wouldn't be a distraction, right? I think like Jose is now this great humanitarian. Is he still in North Carolina at this point?
He is. He's traveling around right now.
Yeah. People might come to the concept because of Jose's name.
Yeah, maybe. I think that would help, but it's more or less just about what the concept can provide. I think the weight of it is just, let the restaurant be what it needs to be and what it's intended to be, and it's just hopefully great.
Okay. Yeah. Is there a unifying Think Food Group experience that each customer should have, every time that they step into a restaurant?
Yeah, well, Jose's, we're trying to tell a story, whatever it may be. If it's, think of Oyamel right now. It's our Mexican concept. Oyamel is a tree, is a fir tree that is actually grown in Mexico. We have, and when you walk in there, it's very whimsical, and there's butterflies, and it's just very beautiful and free. We have spun off a fast casual concept that we're testing right now in our Think Food Lab, which is something that we use to test new concepts in for fast casual that's called Butterfly. So there's a really great story of this fir tree, which is our full-service restaurant that is spun off into what Butterfly is, and it's tacos and tortas, which is where the monarchs and butterflies would go onto that tree. So it's kind of a fun way to spin off. But these stories are so deep between the recipes that are created that go far back, to Jose's childhood, to the celebration of what people experience there.
Okay, so are we going to see Butterfly as a new chain?
Yeah, well, so we actually do have a couple. We've partnered up with Compass Group. We have a partnership with them, and with it, they've got a couple different companies that we're partnering with. One of them is Bon Appetit, which we've set to grow our beefsteak concept at. And then we've also got Butterfly that we've grown, that is growing through our Levy group, which handles mostly stadiums and large venues. And so we've got actually 2 Butterfly kiosks or concessions in the DC United Audi Field in DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Think Food Lab, can you kind of explain what the concept is?
Yeah, really exciting space. I think we've got a research and development team of 9 chefs that are thoroughly committed to taking Jose's ideas and bringing them down to paper.
I hear that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be, and we're all hands-on. I mean, we're all whiteboarding. We're drawing things on the back of a napkin. We're taking lines and scribble and trying to figure out what that means, and then putting it into place. And so, the Think Food Lab represents a way for us to be able to test and check, our new concept ideas, recipes, to get guest feedback, to check the service model. So it's right across the street from our office, which is really convenient. Our team of chefs, our task force will go there and start to work with the operators and getting it off the ground. And once it is, it's all about trying to receive feedback of what we can do before it hits the streets or before we are able to unveil it to a group like Compass, Bon Appetit, or Levy.
How many different concepts have come through Think Food Lab?
So far, 2.
Okay.
And we're getting to, so we've done Pepe, which is our Spanish sandwiches.
Yes, it's a food truck, right?
It's a food truck,
Yeah.
yep, and a spinoff of Jaleo. And we're actually putting Pepe in our Jaleo Disney project, which is exciting, which opens up in November.
Yes.
And then we've also got the Butterfly concept. And now we're sunsetting that to get it ready for holiday season. We're going to open up as a holiday venue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I want to take a couple minutes to talk about Mercado Little Spain.
Sure.
Speaking of new projects. So this is a really big deal for you. It's
Literally.
A 35,000 square foot food hall.
Yes.
Opening up not too far away in the Hudson Yards project. Can you tell us a little bit about the concept and what we can kind of expect to see there?
Yeah, it is 35,000 square feet. We're poised right now to have 3 full service restaurants in there.
All owned by Think Food Group?
Yep, inside, yep. And then also we'll have some different kiosks that has like a lot of one-offs. So you'll be able to go get pan de cristal at one kiosk. You'll be able to go over the other side and get churros from another one. You'll be able to get escabeche from another one. You'll get wine. And then there's also going to be retail throughout the space as well. So a really great experience where if you want to just go by and get some great beer or some great Spanish wine or some sherry and have a great experience, or you just go there and get some shopping done as well, or just go and spend a couple minutes there through your lunch break.
So you don't think that we're food hauled out at this point?
Not like this, you know, not like this.
Okay, so what's different about this?
I think the difference is that the story it's going to tell, the celebration of Spain. You know, Jose, since he's moved here, since he came through here to New York City and through, has always wanted to open a restaurant in New York City, and this is making a statement, and we're excited to do that. And I think the whole space is going to tell an amazing story and pay homage to a celebration in Spain.
How are you doing with taking on a project of this magnitude?
Well, it's a good question. You know, from a leadership perspective, you know, we're not trying to grow too fast. Again, we're completely hands-on. You know, one of the great beauties about having our office that is by our cluster restaurants is that any initiatives or any strategy that we have in our office or that we come up with as a leadership team or we're all focused on or we give direction on, we're able to go right downstairs into the cluster restaurants and be able to make sure that you know, whatever we've directed isn't getting diluted and that it's executed properly. And then we're in the restaurants at night. I mean, you probably see me, washing dishes at some point, whatever it takes. I mean, that's what being a COO for this group is whatever it takes. So, when we look at these large scale projects, it's, we have, really 4 big tenets, and we want to make sure that one, that, is it going to add really good collection? Is it going to add a good collection to our global brand and our existing portfolio of restaurants? Does it make sense? Can we achieve great margins from it? Is it going to really help us leverage our G&A assets as well? And then does it support our mission of changing the world through the power of food? So we're poised to doing 1 or 2 projects a year and just focusing on slow growing it and making sure that it's done right.
What kind of margins do you hope to achieve with the food hall?
Well, good ones, profitable ones, as we're all trying to do.
Yeah.
We're forecasting, to be profitable, wherever that lays. I mean, there's a lot underneath it. You've got fast casual concepts, you've got full service restaurants in there, and we're just hoping that we make the right decisions and make it a profitable one out the gate.
Sure. I'm curious, is it challenging as you grow, as you develop these brands, to make sure that each one stands on its own?
Yeah, I think so. It's important because it's a collection of brands. It's meaningful in its own way, and I think each one of them presents a unique experience.
Yeah. Okay, I want to take a couple minutes to talk about Beefsteak.
Yeah.
So this is what you were fully in charge of a year ago. Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the concept is for those who might not be familiar?
So Beefsteak's our fast casual concept that is vegetable centric, not vegan or vegetarian necessarily, but it's where veggies take center stage. It's an amazing concept that offers warm veggie bowls and great salads and also some amazing burgers. That are either vegetarian or we've got a great burger called the Fojo, and it's plant-based vegetarian meat.
What plant-based company?
Pea plant-based.
Oh.
So we were using Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
And we throw it in the chilura sauce, so it's almost like a sloppy Joe, but all vegetarian and vegan. Really great on a vegan bun with pickled red onions, and it's amazing. But the really great thing about Beefsteak is there's so much sustainability that is created with it. So basically you go through the line and you have all these veggies in front of you, and each vegetable we've took a lot of time with our research and development team to make sure that they're cut a specific way, so that way they cook within 90 seconds in this clean salted boiling water that we have, which is basically a pasta cooker. It goes in the bath, it comes up, and as you're going through the line, you've got grains, homemade sauces, which are indigenous to some of the full service concepts we've got. So we've got like a black bean sauce, which pays homage to Oyamel. We've got our Brava sauce, which is a spicy tomato, which pays homage to Jaleo. We've got our garlic yogurt sauce, which is for Zaytinya. So you see all the inner workings of tying the concepts together within one roof. So it's a lot of fun. And then you go through and you have toppings and crunchy toppings and dressings, and you can make all these amazing toppings, which is nice.
What's the average check?
About $11.50. About $11. What's great is that we've partnered up with local groups as well, one of them being Little Wild Things Urban Farm, and there's a big philanthropic thread that is interwoven within Beefsteak. So we take our compost and we actually give it to this compost group called Veterans Compost. And they're a local company that is ran by veterans that takes our vegetable scraps and turns it into compost. That gives retired military workers jobs. That compost is then bought by Little Wild Things, which is a women-owned urban farm, which does amazing things for us as far as growing us microgreens for the restaurants and everything else. But they take that compost and then grow our microgreens and some of our urban vegetables within their confines, and then they sell it back to us, and we buy the vegetables from them. So we do complete this huge circle of sustainability that we're proud to partner up with local groups with.
I heard you have a bro bowl order there.
Oh my God, are you getting this? Yeah, I do have a bro bowl. Yes.
What is it? What is it?
Well, since you've asked, it's all about macros, right? For me. So what's great about beefsteak is that it's not. I wanted to position it as something that you wouldn't go just for fiber or vegetables. It's just not about that. But we've got some great proteins there too. Mm-hmm. We've got an Italian chicken sausage. We've also got some really great salt-cured gravlax salmon. We offer eggs and poached eggs and avocado. So you can really create a beautiful nutrient-dense bowl. So, I like to be in the gym. I stay active. You got to be active as an executive. I was just saying that, for you to lead, you got to have great energy. And I think it's kind of the analogy like when you're in an airplane, right, and the flight attendant says you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you give it to somebody else. That's kind of like how I represent leadership. Is like you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself before you can take other people. Okay. And so creating this bowl was a way for me to be able to do it. So yeah, I just pack it full of great broccoli, spicy Brava sauce. I'm Italian, so I like tomato sauce, And then obviously with the chicken sausage, eggs, and avocado. Okay. A lot of fiber, yeah.
I'll have to try it.
A lot of good calories.
Yeah.
You're in the gym trying to gain some muscle.
Yeah. Okay.
Whenever you want to work out, let me know. I got you. We can go after this.
Okay. All right, let's do it. All right. I'm curious, what are the expansion plans for Beefsteak? Do you see this going in the same way as, say, Shake Shack for Union Square Hospitality Group?
Yes and no. So we're expanding through our Compass Group, and through
That's the franchise group that you use?
Yeah, licensing,
Okay.
and through Bon Appetit. So right now we're in Cleveland Clinic, which is amazing. Which you think makes sense?
I mean,
kind of, right?
Well, no. Okay, no, you had all 4 locations in DC,
and then
the next place you moved is Cleveland.
Well, we went to Pennsylvania.
Oh, right,
University
but that location
of Pennsylvania.
is closed.
It is right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're looking at relocating it and doing something different. So,
Okay.
But yes, so we're in Cleveland Clinic, which is amazing. We're right in the heart of one of the newer buildings there in a cafe, which you look at our food as really it's medicine. The way we do it. I mean, we're blanching vegetables and adding all these amazing, homemade sauces and everything. So Cleveland Clinic has been a really great addition. And, Jose's parents were nurses and in the medical field. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense there. And then we also have just recently opened up on the Google campus in San Jose, California. Oh. Okay. Which has been fun. So we actually served over 800 people in an hour and a half, pushed it through because it's all free. They go through there. And Google and Bon Appetit have been just amazing partners to work with. It's been a lot of fun.
How did you learn how to work with operations for something like that for the Google campus?
They've got a great team of chefs, and through Bon Appetit has their own set of culinary wizards as well. And they're used to dealing with the relationship with Google, so they've been a good conduit between the two of us to work on the best practice to make sure that their employees, their Googlers, if you will, have the best experience possible.
How many new locations do you plan on opening up, like on a per year basis? Do you have
for Beefsteak?
Yeah.
It's kind of untold. I mean, we get RFPs a lot. And it's got to make sense. Again, it goes back to the tenet. Is it going to strengthen our portfolio? Can we achieve good margins? And is it going to support our mission? So if the space is right and it fits, then that's where we'll go.
All right, last question before we take some audience questions here. I've heard that working for Jose involves a lot of just trying to keep up. Like for every one vision that comes to fruition, he's got 10 more waiting to happen, right? So how do you kind of harness that into things that work at the ground level?
You can't. You can't. He's brilliant. He's brilliant, and you just have to hold on and listen because he knows. I mean, he's super intelligent. and you get it. And just watching them work has been incredible. There's things that you go, well, I don't know if that's going to work exactly the way it is, but let's get close. I mean, you can't, for someone to go down to Puerto Rico and open up over 23 kitchens and serve over 3 million people after a hurricane and be the first boots on the ground, you really don't have any room for excuses when it comes to your own performance. You got to perform. And so we just try to embrace the complexity, which is one of our missions after changing the world through the power of food, and we make whatever his dreams are possible because it's pretty much the right direction.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we've got here. And speaking of Jose, how much of a decision-making role does Jose have in the day-to-day operations?
A ton. A ton.
Yeah.
He's got a lot. He's very in tune to everything that's going on. Frequents the restaurants a lot. He's got a good say to the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
He's busy doing a lot of things. I mean, he's obviously with World Central Kitchen, we have to perform. So it's a big ask. But yeah, I mean, he's very in tune to what's going on. Obviously, he's keeping up with the reviews. A review will come up about something in the middle of the night, and you'll get a text message, "Hey, have you talked to this guest yet?" And you're like, yeah, "Absolutely, we're on it, chef." Yeah, very in tune.
What has been the best technological advancement that has impacted your role in the last 5 years?
Good question. I think it's been, there's so many different platforms. I think one of them has been our app that we've had for Beefsteak. That's been great too. And it's been giving us a really good insight to our operation. But
it's a mobile ordering.
Yeah, mobile ordering as well. And then also we've got different platforms like Venga, which is really good, that works with Open Table, that gives us guest feedback, how much traction, how much the comp set is being frequented by guests, how far up or how far down we are. We've also used back office platforms like C2 and Compete, which are very, very intuitive to our operation to make sure that we're making the best decisions for if something's successful or not from a product mix standpoint, or and just give us really good intel on the guest experience.
Yeah, I'm curious, speaking of Venga, is there a couple of examples that you can think of things that they have really helped you in terms of guest feedback? Absolutely.
So, when there's a VIP or a PG that comes in, a preferred guest that comes into our restaurants, or somebody is tweeting live action, we get that notification immediately. It flags everybody. And so we know that we can make sure that everything is where it needs to be. So we're on site. Again, that's the beauty of having our office right there by our restaurants for the most part, or, in tune with somebody that's in Vegas that can help us with our restaurants out there, so we can make, real-time decisions and make sure that experience is capitalized on.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you consider the top business challenges with operating a restaurant group?
The best is people. We're 25 years old, right? The restaurant group, and as far as Haleo, and we've got some long-term employees. I call them team members. And
I think these long-term employees,
20, 25 years. I mean, some of them laid tile in the original Haleo, and they're our executive chef, our head chefs, going down to Disney, and so it's amazing. And so, I think our challenge is people finding the right ones, but then also creating those opportunities to move our people forward. The best part of any business is people. And it's how can you help create those opportunities to move them forward in their life, so that way they can keep ascending in their career and be challenged as well.
Sure. All right. Time for one more here. As you think about opening the huge food hall in the current labor climate, how do you look to differentiate yourself as an employer to attract talent?
Well, it's a great question. Mm-hmm. I think it's again just trying to create a path for our team. You're not just going to be at this food hall, but you've got opportunities outside that food hall if you want to get into leadership or managing or moving forward with it. There's great incentives that come with that. We're very competitive, obviously, when paying benefits. Our benefits are incredible. But I think everybody wants an opportunity to sit at the table, and we provide that through different.
So you have a clear path of advancement.
Very clear path. Yes. Yeah. Very clear path. Very tiered clear.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, I was just getting warmed up. All
right, thank you so much.
Thank you.